It is May 22nd, 2024. We're here inside the sewer pipe for the property located at 1276 Diamond Street in San Diego, California, 92109. We're at the very end of the line right here. We've pushed a couple cameras through the system and we're going to be showing the direction of the pipe coming back in reverse. So what you're looking at right here is the city sewer line in the alleyway. So the house sewer line runs through the backyard and to the alleyway. And what you're looking at right here is the large city line in Greenbell PVC pipe. So we're now going to go ahead and start pulling back in reverse on the line. You can see we're about 52 feet out from the clean out that's here that we're going from, that is in the deck right outside the back door of the property. So we'll start pulling back. We're going to come up vertically up this Greenbell PVC pipe here. Here is clay pipe, and we've now transitioned into horizontal. We do have miniature root intrusions on some of the hubs. You'll see one there on the upper left of the screen. We do clean the line for this property, our company, and maintain it. So the pipe is not cracked or broken. It's just that clay pipe uses lubricated rubber boots in the hubs to connect each piece. It's only about 4 feet long, and those unfortunately are very susceptible to allow roots to grow in. And there also happens to be a tree directly over the top of the path of the sewer pipe, right along the fence line that separates the backyard to the alleyway here. So we're going to go ahead and pull back on this clay pipe. You can see there's a little bit of tiny roots intruding right there. We clean these up with a chain knocker system, and then the homeowner, another little tiny intrusion there you can see, can use Robic foaming root killer. You can buy it at Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart.com or Amazon.com. It's a little over $20 a bottle. It's a little under $20 a bottle from Amazon. One pound bottle of the Robic foaming root killer will treat 25 feet of pipe. So typically, this being just over 50 feet, we would still recommend the 3 bottles, even though it's close. It's just better. You would mix all 3 bottles up into a large bucket, stir them all together because there's 2 ingredients in the bottle, a foaming agent and then the root killing. Then you'd pour all 3 of those that were mixed in a bucket down the clean out, and then dump about 2.5 to 2 gallons of water immediately after that, and then you let it sit for a minimum 6 hours or overnight before you use any drains or pour anything down anything, so that the foam has a chance to cling to and kill off the roots in the pipe and beyond the pipe. If you do that every 6 to 9 months, you won't need to ever snake this, hydrojet it, or chain knock it to remove the roots. It'll keep them at bay from growing back in the system. That was a little piece of white food debris from the kitchen line we went through. Tiny little root there you can see on the line, the top, maybe even one on the bottom right there. So these hubs all have a couple little tiny roots in them, as you can see. That actually is a buried property line clean out right there. It's not accessible. Another hub right there. You can see one tiny root on the left-hand side. There's a hub right there. Real minuscule ones trying to get through. Another hub right there. Another hub right there that has one little root on the right-hand side. And then as we back up on the line right here, it's still all clay pipe. You can see there's kind of a little lip right there that our camera is touching. So as we back up right here, the line is going a little bit vertical. So we've got what's called a sag or a belly to the line. So I'm going to pull our camera through here. You can see we're coming out of it. It's not extremely deep. It just sits in the line there, a little bit of water. So this is a 1-inch camera. So the lens is about 1/2 to 5/8 off, and so as you look kind of downstream, you can see that it's not a very deep sag or belly, but there is one because the clay pipe settled weird, or they just laid it in initially from the very beginning installation with a little bit of an offset mismatch at that hub, and it created that sag or belly holding that little bit of water. Still all clay pipe, as you can see, 4-inch. Was never made in 3-inch. A little bit of debris hanging down right there, but not a root. Hub is clean there. These hubs farther back have never had root intrusions the years we've serviced the property, but there are the ones forward. So again, those need to be treated and or eventually maintained if you don't do the foaming chemical treatment. Okay, so there is another spring for our other camera that we put in from the other portion of the system. So we'll show this other camera coming back in reverse here shortly, but we're going to pull the camera back up through here. You can see this little hub. Here's our camera coming back out here. We're going to wipe off the water that's dropping off the lens. So here's the backyard. So there's that tree in the corner in the alleyway where the sewer line's running to the left of the pool. So here on the back door, these two panels, the deck get pulled out, and there's the 4-inch ABS cleanout access that we just went from. And again, there's our other reddish orange push rod from the other camera that we pushed in all the way from the kitchen. So we got the entire line essentially scoped out. So we'll now go ahead and switch cameras and show this other line, the pathway all the way back to the beginning. So much. So it's holding a little bit of water, but it's smooth plastic pipe. It's not cast iron that's rough that holds things up, but there is a sag belly to the line. So you can see that we were at about 15 feet and now we're at about 24 feet. So it's about a 9-foot area that's holding a little bit of water when that line was put in, redone. So you can kind of see downstream from there. So the small camera goes underwater completely, but we didn't pass any debris like toilet paper, feces, and other things in the line. So everything's getting washed out of the system okay, but it is there. A little bit of hair and debris hanging down there. You can see a bunch of eggshells right there. That's probably a big no-no for the kitchen, but we noticed those when we took off the clean out cover here from the kitchen. We flushed a lot of water down the line to get the camera through. You can see it pushed all those little tiny eggshells down the line. So we're about halfway back right now. Now we're back into some of the old original cast iron right here. So this portion of the house was not replaced. It may have not been accessible during any portion of the remodel and for access. You can see the pipe was smooth though. Nice and circular. There's not much scale or buildup in the line. A little bit of debris right there. But overall, this cast iron still looks in really good conditions, nice and circular, just some normal gunk, especially from the kitchen line that we've really flushed out. Now we're back into ABS plastic, you can see right here. So we've got a little over 20 some odd feet to go here till we get all the way back out of the system. This is all plastic, and here again, here's a turn on the line. Still all ABS plastic. And coming back up and out here. And coming back up and out in reverse, we actually got about negative 53 feet. Pushing outwards on our other camera, we had 63 feet. So it may be closer to the 53-foot mark. Sometimes the spinning piece that triggers the footage counter may have been a little off. So anyway, here you can see this is the kitchen window, side door, front gate to get out. So we went from this clean out from the kitchen all the way to along this whole side of the house here, all the way to the backyard where we were dropped in at that other clean out in the decking. So the line is open. We've got one sag belly in the clay pipe and one sag belly in the ABS pipe under the house. Both are fine for now. They are functional. The roots are in the clay pipe from before the fence line out into the alleyway. Those need to be maintained. It's not a diggable area. You could reline them one day if you really wanted to, but typically not necessary. But those are all the inspections for the entire sewer and kitchen drain line for this property at 1276 Diamond Street. So that concludes the recording.